Stan Gibilisco here. My Gmail account, and that includes YouTube at times, seems to have become suspicious of my iPad when I try to log in with it. What it'll do a lot of times when I go to mail on my iPad, and it's got all of the Gmail login information automatically stored in it, so that I don't have to enter it. It'll say, we don't recognize this device, or something like that. And then it'll say, okay, and then it'll say something else, like bail out, or something like that. At about 4 o'clock this morning, I backed off. It wanted me to re-enter my password or re-enter some other information, and I said, this looks like a hack attempt. So I backed off. It was about a little after 4 in the morning. Now every time I log into Gmail on my Windows 7 computer, which you see behind me, one of the Windows 7 computers, it gives me this warning that some suspicious device tried to log into my account, and it gives me the time, and it corresponds in location and time to the time I logged in with that iPad. Now when I try to log in with the iPad, it'll give me the option to just say okay, like, okay, Google doesn't recognize this thing, and it'll go ahead and it'll access the email just like usual. Now I guess something must have happened with Google. They must have heightened their security somehow. But it's just, I wonder how much of this goes on, and if any of you have noticed anything similar. Maybe there's a feud between Apple and Google, and who knows what is going on, but I guess it's not a hack attempt. I don't really know. There's so many of them. So I'm going to leave comments open and ask you if you've experienced anything weird with your Gmail account, particularly if you use an iPad. It identified all of the various devices that had logged in recently. If I wanted it to, it would give me details. And it showed a couple of attempts from Windows and one attempt way back in October before I closed the account out for the Samsung Galaxy smartphone, which I recognized. And they were all from my location. So I'm pretty sure they were all me. And then one device said, unknown device. The iPad suddenly has become a mystery device to Google. How could that be? I mean, nothing has changed on my iPad. I haven't changed my password. I've been tempted to make a number of moves to change the password and this and that, and may yet do that at some point in the future. But as for now, I'm not doing anything. It'll let me through. It'll say, we think you're suspicious, we think you're a nefarious player when I use the iPad to try to log in, and then I'll just hit OK, and it'll let me in. No quarrel, no fight. There's something weird afoot. Either there's some glitch in Gmail or Google, or else something else is going on. Who knows? Who knows? The internet has become such a peculiar and bizarre place. In a way, it's kind of fun, but in a way, it's also strikes me as being a rather dangerous place to hang out anymore. And that's one of the reasons I'm trying to minimize. All I really do on that iPad anyway is listen to progressive rock music. If they want to think that's suspicious, maybe they think it's suspicious because I listen to Kari Bremnes from Norway, or Stephen Wilson from England, or Cares Pink I believe they're from one of the Norwegian countries, one of the countries in Scandinavian countries. And sometimes even the Birds from 1965. Are they nefarious players? Are they suspicious? The Sundowners UK. You ought to check them out. One of them's named Fiona, and I forget the other one's named Neem or something like that. They're pretty good too. Maybe that's what's arousing all this Google suspicion. This 64-year-old man listening to European progressive rock. There's got to be something really sinister about such a thing. Do you suppose? Yes, I'm being facetious. Of course I'm being facetious. I guess everybody will just laugh on their way down the black hole. Meanwhile, Stan Gibilisco will sign off from the black holes of Dakota Territory United. States of absurdity. Until next time, so long.